I mean, at a certain point, you have to ask yourself, what are we doing, right? Social services are vital and important.
Last night, we showed you that reaction from Mayor Quinton Lucas when asked about major cuts to the Missouri Department of Social Services. As many as 200 jobs, including people who represent abused and neglected children, will be lost. It's part of millions in budget cuts that could also impact Missouri's foster care system. Our Nathan Vickers continues our coverage of this story. Today, he spoke with families worried about what those cuts could mean to them.
Oh yeah, he's got it. He's got the goods.
The days of summer seem to be skating by.
You're picking up on it really quickly.
Today, Jennifer Townsend's son Atticus is trying something new.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
She's always there.
You good?
With love.
Okay.
To give. Townsend and her wife adopted Atticus and his younger siblings earlier this year. She also works for Foster Adopt Connect, a group that advocates for families like hers.
But the actual experience of foster parenting brought me more joy, more happiness, more fulfillment than I ever could have imagined.
But budget cuts this summer may soon take their toll on foster placements statewide. The Missouri Department of Social Services has announced layoffs of more than 200 employees, 80 of which work in the Children's Division.
I know that cuts had to be made. I am most disappointed that so many of the cuts were made to, again, our most vulnerable population.
Cuts included a DSS employee who was working with Townsend's family.
We are terribly sad to lose her. She's an absolutely amazing worker.
DSS said in a statement to KCTV5 that the cuts were largely middle management and office workers in an effort to focus on retaining caseworkers. They wrote, "In the last year, we have talked about getting back to basics and putting our focus squarely on the work of keeping kids safe. As part of this realignment, there have been discussions on how to reduce the layers of administration in the Children's Division organization."
We're losing people who have experience. They know what they're doing.
It's already backed up, and I just can't imagine that this is going to help at all.
Danielle Wesley adopted her child, Jack, in April and is fostering others this summer. She worries the cuts will add to an already burdened system.
I think we're going to see an increase in calls with kids going back to school, and I'm just concerned with cuts being made and that affecting the capacity of Children's Division to handle that.
I foresee them having to do more on their own or with a little bit less guidance than they had before.
Thousands of Missouri children are looking for the same love the Townsends found.
I'm hard-pressed to find a group of people in Missouri more vulnerable or more in need of services, and yet that's where we saw cut.
She worries cuts like these may leave too many waiting. In Kansas City, Nathan Vickers, KCTV 5 News.
These state cuts are effective August 3rd.